Hello, my name is Bryan Nerren with the Asian Children's Education Fellowship, and I'd like to address 5 reasons that you should consider giving to the nation of Nepal this year to help us with the conferences that we'll do in October. The first reason is there's 30 million people in the nation of Nepal. Most of them have not ever understood the value and the goodness of Christianity and known Jesus. In fact, for all of their lives, they've been praying to many different gods, and their gods have not heard their voice. But thankfully, our God, the living God, Jesus Christ, has heard their prayers, and they are sending us. They are looking for us and waiting for us to come and bring them the good news of Jesus Christ. The second reason is because even though we're not considered rich people, each of us has the ability to be able to do more than the Nepali people can. And while it would be very easy for any of us to give $100 this year to help toward the conferences, with a little bit of sacrifice, most of us could give $1,000. And I want you to pray about that and think about that as you think about the Nepali people and in their poverty and in the spiritual darkness they're in, how you can give financially this year to help with these conferences. We need you to give. We need you to give you now. Another reason, the third reason is Nepal is the fastest growing church in the world. There are more people coming to Christ and beginning a relationship with God in Nepal than any other nation on earth. Yet it has the least amount of Christians per population of any other place. So this is your opportunity and chance to sow seed into great harvest field. This is your chance to be able to give an offering and be in on the beginning of what's becoming a Christian nation as God pours out His Spirit in unbelievable ways throughout the nation of Nepal. And the fourth reason is that each year we've been able to send out in these conferences about 500 young people, men and women, to be church planters. And each year, many of them go out and find success. We began this back in 2004, and so for the last 8 years, we've sent out over 5,000 that said they would go and start a church in a Hindu village or a Buddhist village where there is no Christian people. And we know that they have been able to do this, and they've been successful. And they are changing the face of their nation. They are changing the lives of the children all across Nepal because of these conferences that we're holding that you help us sponsor each year for the last 8 years. This year, we want to continue that work and be able to send out even more church planters. And these church planters are becoming very successful pastors. Some of the churches that we sent people out to 8 years ago are now running 600 and 700 in attendance. And so the gospel of Jesus Christ is being spread, and we are allowed, we are given this opportunity by God to be a part of that. And the fifth and the final reason that I need you to very seriously consider giving an offering, maybe larger than you can understand, a sacrifice, if it is that to you, is because I promised Elia. I promised my brother Elia, the leader of the Nepal Christian Children's Education Fellowship, that each one of you, as you have in the past 8 years or 7 years, would give generously. And we would be able to underwrite these 2 conferences again this year. The cost for the 2 conferences is $30,000 US. And if everybody that's listening in this will give something, if everybody that can give sacrificially will give a lot, we'll be able to do these conferences again. I gave my word to Ilya because I know who you are, and I know how wonderful you are and how caring you are about doing the Great Commission. Jesus asked us to go out and carry the gospel to every nation. And while we're not all able to go in physical body, we're all able to go in the resources that God has blessed us with in this great nation. And so help me keep my word to my brother Elia and to his staff that is there that is doing a great work among the children. This past year, they were able to make another milestone just in their work that they do, not counting all of the other churches and the church plants that we've started over the years. But the staff at the Nepal Christian Children's Education Fellowship was able to pray for and to help in the conversion process of bringing 12,000 Hindu, Buddhist children into the gospel of Jesus Christ. We want to continue this great work, And we want to do that thing that we had in the dream. I hope you remember our dream that we're living. We're not just dreaming it anymore, but we've been living it for the last years. In that dream that I have fairly often and still have, I find myself going through the gates of heaven and seeing the streets of gold ahead of me, and I can see a glow in the distance where I believe is the throne and Jesus Christ is. But I have a problem. Between me and that place of bright light where Jesus Christ is sitting on the throne, I'm not able to get there because there are thousands and thousands of Nepali people. They're all wanting to touch me and say, Pastor Bryan, thank you for coming to Nepal. Thank you for the work you did. I'm in heaven today because you came and you brought the gospel. That's what I'm asking you to help me do. I'm asking you to help us, help Ilya and his staff carry the gospel of Jesus Christ to these wonderful children and their parents this year. If you would, right now, take a moment and pray about it. After you pray, send that check. Make out a check as large as you can imagine to be able to help us this year. And send that check to ACEF at 213 Idle Drive, Shelbyville, Tennessee, 37160. Or you can simply go online to acfnepal.org and you can give there with your credit card or through PayPal, whichever is easiest for you. We need you this year. We're depending on you this year. So as you pray, send your gift today so we can continue to keep our word to Ilya and the people of Nepal, that they may become a Christian nation on our watch while we're here on the earth, praying, going, and believing. Thank you again for taking the time to listen to this, and thank you again for loving Nepal like Jesus does.